We are back on SpongeBob Tower Defense, and we are going to be showcasing what the best traits to be running on the game is. We're going to be doing two long endless runs of the world records more than likely, and we're going to be seeing which one's better to run. We're going to be testing whether or not Secret Formula and Seabear is better than Seabear and Sidekick. We want to know if it's better to have less placements with more damage, or if it's better, less placements but even more damage. So of course we do got to put the OP team together. Starting with our first unit, we have to bring Painty, one of the best units in the game. Next, we are going to be bringing Pat the Hapless. I did get to borrow this from a dev, and so I finally get to use it. We would use the Jillian, but unfortunately, my Jillian is a little broken. It's not coming through on my end, so I cannot showcase it or use it. Maybe in the future, but for now, we're going to be using these two. We are going to be using Squidward the Sad Clown. Of course, we do have to bring Captain Zach, very important. Of course, we do have to grab our Dream Gary, so let's go ahead and equip that. And then last but not least, you guys might be a little confused on why I'm doing this one, or you guys might be in huge appreciation of it, but I'm going to be bringing the Sir Pinch-A-Lot only because I do not, and I mean absolutely do not want to get slammed with way too many exotic abilities, so I'm going to bring the Sir Pinch-A-Lot. If not, I would more than likely bring the Filthy Boys instead of the King of Karate, because the King of Karate is just way too large of a placement. Which maybe I will do that instead. I think the Filthy Boys has a little bit less range, but it is a Pierce, so I have a little bit more faith in this one, so I am going to bring the Filthy Boys. Now, of course, I do have to throw a Neptune's Crown on one of my things. It is the Pat the Hapless. It does not come with Neptune's Crown, so I got to equip that myself, and then, of course, we are going to put the right traits on it. We're going to start off by showcasing the Seabear Sidekick. Now, we got the Seabear Sidekick. I don't have a pet in order to place a Dream Gary down in time. At least I don't think so. I might have to go test it really fast, but if not, I will pull an alt over just to help me. So let's load up into a Con Street A, and let's see how far the Seabear and the Sidekick can get on Con Street, and then we're going to test the Secret Formula and Seabear afterwards. Of course, I do need to see if we can place something in time. Hopefully we can get 2,500 in time, but it's actually not looking so. It looks like I will end up leaking. So I do have to go grab my ult just to help me out just a tiny bit, or go grab a friend. So I am here with Lieto. He plays down a squad for me. I really appreciate him. So he is my starter placer, but he is going to leave now. I just needed him for that real quick part. Huge shout out to him. But let's go ahead and start placing some units. I got to get prepared for the long run. We have 4 exotics, so I am going to have to place these properly. Of course, the Painty definitely gets priority at the very front because this thing is insane. But then again, so does this Pat the Hapless. This Pat the Hapless looks really good. Maybe I gotta mix it in between. Let's go ahead and flip-flop in between the two, and we'll see which one is better. So we've got all of our line units placed, and I think this is the best thing to do. This thing is just a little out of range, so I am hoping that when I fully max it out, it will have enough range. But these damage numbers are insane. For a 0 cooldown, this is crazy. Let's go ahead and place the Squidward the Sad Clown. We're probably just going to place them within this little box right here. I think that's the best place for them, just so that way they can get good ability damage when they come through here. I also think I'm going to place them right on the other side, so they have to pass at least twice. Now, these Filthy Boys are going to be kind of a pain to place, but I think placing them right here up against the rest of the units are going to be fine and help with the damage. I think these 3 units are definitely going to carry the most, though. The Sad Clown, this Patrick, and definitely the Painty. Let's go ahead and place this Captain Zach, because I know this Captain Zach is also going to be a hard carry. One of the best units in the game easily. And then last but not least, we have the rest of our Dream Garys, and now we get 4 placements. So I'm not quite sure what the best traits to run on this thing is. Maybe Secret Formula. I think a lower cooldown will definitely help these Dream Garys. I don't think you need 3 of them. Definitely don't need 4 of them. I will show off the Pat stats just because I haven't shown them on the channel yet. This thing is doing 4.6 million damage on a 0 SPA and 100.8 range. All the way maxed out, which I am going to do this one instead. This one all the way maxed out is doing 6.3 million damage, 0 SPA, and 130 range, so just barely still in range. Let's go ahead and make sure we get all of these on last. Hopefully these Painties can also be all the way maxed out. Getting the full map coverage, it is just barely. I don't want this video to be too long though, so I am just going to skip ahead to when we start leaking. And when we get all of that damage in, and we got to see how far all of this can get with Seabear and Sidekick. So from my personal record, from my personal runs, my highest score I've gotten is 1,077, and it looks like we're going to be beating that today. We're probably going to beat that 11,000 mark, or 1,100, my mistake, 1,100. We're probably going to beat that mark for the first time ever. So maybe the having more units is definitely going to be better than having Seabear and Secret Formula, but that's what we're here to test. So by the looks of it, it looks like we did end up leaking to the slow anchovies, or no, we leaked to a speedy anchovy for sure. I think we leaked to 3 of them. We might even leak to the big slow right here. It does look like we leaked to a big slow, but we are at 1,107 right now. We have reached that 1,100 mark. Here is a boss dirty bubble. The question is, can we take this out in time? It's coming around the last 2 corners right now, but it's about less than 1.5 billion health. Can we take it out? It does not look like it's going to happen, so that is going to be it for the run. For a total of 1,106 waves, we did 889 billion damage. We almost hit that 1 trillion mark. I think if we managed to swap out the Filthy Boys for that new Jillian leader, we would definitely be able to hit that 1 trillion mark. Let's head back to the lobby though, and let's get set up and have all Secret Formula and Seabear on all of our units. So we're back in the lobby, and I have swapped around all of the traits. They all have Secret Formula and Seabear now, with the exception of the Dream Gary, but that's just for the slowing. We're going to go ahead and head back into an endless run, and we got to see which is better. Of course, we're going to have 1 less placement, but we have a lot more damage across the board. So we're loaded back into Con Street. We go ahead and 7x this. Of course, we are bringing a buddy. I don't know where he's at. Quantum, he is going to be placing a Muscle Bob for us, just enough for us to get something down. I do need to turn on my auto skip wave, otherwise we are big trolling. I almost trolled that hardcore, but I'm so glad I was able to stop it. But I'm going to go ahead and get his Zac down, and he's probably going to leave immediately after. Huge shout out to him. Let's get this Zac down, and let's get to placing as much as possible. He did already leave, so goodbye to Quantum. I think we're just going to have about the same placements as we did the last time. Let's go ahead and get the Pat the Hapless down. I think this was definitely the highest damage the whole time, so I want to get these as well placed as possible, and we'll put the Painties behind it. And because now that we have Secret Formula and Seabear, this means we can now finally put the Filthy Boys right in between the line as well. That means that should help us big time with the damage. We have enough range, and we have enough room. Next, let's get the Sad Clowns down really quick. It's going to be the same exact placements as the last time, and we're going to try and place them in exactly these corners. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and place it in this corner as well. I think this will actually help me way more. Now let's get the Zacs down wherever we would like. And then last but not least, we do have the Dream Garys to get down. That should be all of the units though. We have Filthy, Painty, Pat the Hapless, and the Sad Clowns, then these Dream Garys, but a lot less placements this time. Hopefully this means that we will be able to get way more damage now that we have way more units lined up. But of course, I do have to set all of these to last. I do have to get to upgrading, and I do have to check to see how far these units get. So we'll be back when it does start to get a little bit of leaks, and you guys are gonna have to wait and see if Secret Formula and Seabear is better than Seabear and Sidekick. So we're on 1078, and we did turn off the skip wave, so this is the moment where it was before our new record, but we are going to be passing this one for sure. We definitely are not going to leak here. The question is, we're starting to get close. Do we think that this is going to place higher? I'll be honest, by the distance of where everything's getting, something's telling me that Seabear Sidekick is still going to reign supreme. The big anchovy is going to go down about right now, so we are probably going to leak soon. But if we don't leak to the fast anchovies, we might actually beat the last one. Here comes the big dirty bubble, and this is the important one. Right now, it's got 2 billion HP left. I definitely think it's going to make 3 more turns. There's number 1. Here's number 2. And I definitely think it's probably going to hit this last one, but it's definitely going to be close. The question is, are we going to be able to pull a buzzer beater when it comes to the next dirty bubble? Because if not, I think we go down beforehand. We're on 1092, and it's looking like we're going to leak to these anchovies. And we did, so we took a little bit of damage. We took 24 in total. That was 15 waves earlier than we did take the damage the last time. The question is, can we get through the dirty bubble this time? So we're here on 1093 now, 1 wave later, and we've got a boss dirty bubble. It's about 1.5 billion, and if you guys know, that means we're more than likely not going to take this out beforehand. This is going to be the first big leak, but we were so close to getting that buzzer beater. That means more than likely this is not looking too hot, but we will for sure make it to at least 1100. That's a good thing. So it is going to be a real close race, but at the end of the day, it looks like Seabear and Sidekick will reign supreme. So here's where the speedy anchovies come in. The question is, are we going to pick up the targeting? It does not look like they're going to target them at all. Is this going to take us down though? It doesn't look like it. So we are still going to be at 17 HP. If we can get through these big slows, we will tie it. It looks like the anchovies got a little bit under 1 million health left. I can't actually tell, but I think we're going to leak. This is definitely going to be a leak. So we were one wave away. Genuinely such a close test, but Seabear Sidekick definitely takes the cake. It was a total of 1,105 waves for a total of 868 billion damage. Absolutely insane for these units. Absolutely insane for these traits. The secret formula is making a comeback. That was an absolutely insane outcome. Not something that I expected at all. You guys let me know down below though. Are you guys team secret formula or are you guys team Sidekick still with the new pet that they added? That is going to do it for today's video though. If you guys did enjoy and you learned something new today, go ahead and leave a like, comment down below. Make sure to subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos or updates. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Peace.